Imagine waking up tomorrow in a world where God does not exist, not hidden, not silent, not distant, just gone. Or worse, never there at all. The laws of physics still tick, atoms still spin, your heart still beats, but something feels off, like a symphony playing perfectly with no composer. And the question begins to creep in. Who wrote the music in the first place? You step outside. The sky stretches endlessly above you, painted in gradients no artist can fully capture. The sun sits at the exact distance needed, not too close to burn you alive, not too far to freeze you into extinction. Coincidence or calibration? And if it is calibration, who calibrated it? Who fine-tuned a universe so precise that even the slightest deviation would erase life entirely? You take a breath. Oxygen floods your lungs, passes into your blood, fuels trillions of cells that somehow know exactly what to do. Your body repairs itself, fights disease, maintains balance, all without your permission. Who programmed this silent intelligence? And why does it work so flawlessly most of the time? But push deeper, because the surface is just the beginning. Zoom out beyond the Earth, past the moon, past the planets, into a universe bursting with galaxies, each one spinning in ordered chaos. Not random, not scattered, structured, governed, predictable, mathematical. But how does something so vast obey laws so precise? Laws require consistency. Consistency implies intention. But can intention exist without a mind? Now strip that mind away. If there is no creator, then everything you see must come from nothing. No cause, no origin, no reason, just spontaneous existence. But how does nothing produce something? How does emptiness give birth to complexity? How does silence suddenly become a symphony? And here's where it becomes unsettling. Because if there is no creator, then there is no ultimate meaning, no higher purpose behind your existence. Your thoughts, your dreams, your love, all chemical reactions firing in a brain that believes it matters, but ultimately doesn't. Is that really all this is? A temporary flicker in an indifferent universe? But something inside you resists that idea. Why do you feel that your life matters? Why does injustice bother you? Why does beauty move you to tears? Why do you instinctively search for meaning, even when logic tells you there shouldn't be any? Who planted that longing inside you? Look closer at the systems around you. The water cycle moves with flawless rhythm: evaporation, condensation, rainfall feeding rivers, sustaining life. The food chain balances ecosystems with delicate precision. The seasons rotate with perfect timing, sustaining agriculture, guiding life cycles. How many independent systems must align perfectly for life to exist for even a single day? And if just one of them collapses, what happens next? Could all of this be accidental? Or is there something or someone maintaining the balance? And then there are moments science cannot fully contain. A man given weeks to live suddenly recovers. A storm changes direction at the last second. A door opens when every path was closed. You call them coincidences. But how many coincidences does it take before you start to question the pattern? What if miracles are not interruptions of natural laws, but glimpses of the one who wrote them? Now imagine a world truly without God. Not just philosophically, but practically. No unseen hand sustaining gravity. No force holding atoms together. No intelligence guiding the laws of nature. Everything should unravel, instantly, completely. Because without a sustaining force, existence itself cannot continue. So why hasn't it collapsed? Why does the universe persist? Why does order remain? Why does life continue to regenerate, sustain, and evolve within boundaries? Because something is holding it, and that something begins to feel less like a thing, and more like a presence. But this presence is not just external, it is internal. You think, you reason, you create. You imagine things that do not yet exist. You dream beyond your current reality. Where does that come from? Matter cannot produce imagination. Chemicals cannot generate purpose. Yet here you are, asking questions the universe itself cannot answer. Why would a meaningless universe produce beings obsessed with meaning? Why would a random process produce minds capable of logic, morality, and self-awareness? Unless those minds reflect something greater, something personal, something intentional, something alive. And suddenly, the idea of a creator no longer feels distant or abstract. It feels unavoidable. But here's where the tension rises. Because if God is real, then everything changes. It means your life is not an accident. It means your existence carries intention. It means your struggles, your delays, your unanswered questions, they are not random chaos, but part of a larger story you may not fully see yet. And that thought is both comforting and terrifying, because it means you are seen, known, accountable, and deeply loved. But what kind of creator builds a universe this vast, this intricate, this precise, and then cares about you? That is the mystery. That is the tension. That is the revelation, because the same force that aligns galaxies also listens to whispers. The same intelligence that governs physics also understands your fears. The same power that sustains the universe also sustains you. And maybe, just maybe, the reason everything holds together is because it is being held, not by chance, not by accident, but by a super personality, an eternal mind behind matter, a voice behind the silence, a presence behind the pattern, a creator. Now bring it closer. Think about your own life. The times things fell apart, but somehow you didn't. The moments you felt lost, but something kept pulling you forward. The doors that closed, but led you to places you never imagined. Was that randomness or guidance? What if the same force that keeps the universe in order is also working quietly within your story, even in the chaos, even in the waiting, even in the uncertainty? Because if God exists, then your life is not drifting, it is being directed. And if your life is being directed, then there is meaning in your pain, purpose in your delay, and intention behind your existence. So maybe the question is not, what if God is not real? Maybe the real question is, what if He has been real all along, and you've been surrounded by the evidence every single day, in the breath you just took, in the heartbeat you didn't command, in the sky you didn't design, in the mind asking these questions right now? Because a universe without a creator does not just feel empty, it becomes impossible. And a universe filled with order, beauty, intelligence, and life begins to whisper something undeniable. You are not here by accident. You are here on purpose, and the one who made everything is still holding everything together, including you. If this made you think even a little differently, drop a comment below and tell me what question about God or life has been on your mind lately. I read them, and they shape what comes next. And if you want more stories that challenge how you see reality, don't forget to subscribe and turn on notifications, because the next revelation might just change everything.